in this short episode, we're going to explain what exactly the Scramble game is all about. Okay, before I start, first, I'm going to show you a book. This book is called Passport to Scramble Land. It's a book written about Scramble games. More than 20 games are described. Many games can be played as group games. Some games are played as solitaire. Some games are very competitive, very interesting word games. Now, this word game also incorporates something that is useful for children to learn about math, because the points that are assigned to these cards or letters also assign certain vowels in this set of cards a math operator. Math operator would do something to the points to give you bonus. Therefore, when you play a word, the word consists of a few letters. In those letters, those points sum up to a word point. But if the math operator is in the word on particular letter, then you will get bonus. Of course, the math operators can be simple, can be sophisticated. In this particular set, we are trying to show very simple math operator, such as you multiply your left side of the letter points by 2 or 3 as a bonus. Or you multiply your letter points on the right by 2 or 3 as your bonus. Or you say you add left and right points together as your bonus, and so forth. And in addition to that, we also introduce a bonus that takes the entire word points and multiply by a factor as a bonus. So if you have a 5-letter words and all the points add up to, say, 25, and you have a bonus operator which is multiplied by 2, then you get 2 times 25 at 50 points as bonus. So that's the basic rule for the Scramble game, but Scramble game plays in different ways. Some are very interesting names. For example, we can play so-called Scramble poker. 5-card, 7-card straight poker, or Texas Hold'em can be played with this word game. Or you can play Scramble Mahjong, which many people know, either 13 tiles or 17 tiles play the Mahjong, and when you are winning, it becomes 14 or 18. These rules are very similar to the original familiar games. The only difference or innovation is introducing the tiles or cards as English alphabets with math operators. You can also play this with this game, say, play bingo. As you know, the conventional bingo is number game, matching numbers. Here, again, we remove those numbers. We are playing words. Now, of course, these games, we need to go into detail to demonstrate and show you, okay? But today, I'm first just focus on the simple Scramble game, and I want to explain the intro slides we usually show on a TV program. What does it mean? So let me show you our next slide. Okay? Let's have a next slide, which is a slide that is in our intro sequence. Next slide, please.
Next slide, please. Hello?
All right.
Hello?
Now, let me move the book away so you can see better, okay? Now, this slide usually is in our running credit in the beginning of the program. The first slide shows letters T, A, C, D, N. Those are letters dealt on the table. And there are 2 players. The 2 cartoon figures are 2 players, okay? The right-hand side, this lady saw TAC, and she can play a word cat. Obviously, that is a word. So she would take the TAC 3 letters and move to her side and make a cat right there. Okay? That's cat. Okay? Now, DN is also dealt, and continue on. There will be more letters dealt. Let's have the next slide. See, next slide shows now, let me try to, again, remove the books away so the background is clear. A E is dealt after DN. Now, on the left side, this green cartoon figure now plays a word den, D-E-N, certainly. So the T-A-C made a cat, D-E-N made a den. So each player made a word. All right? Let's move on. Next slide, please. Now, next slide shows a letter U was dealt. All right? The letter U is dealt immediately. This lady on the right-hand side, okay, right here, recognized that she could steal the word den by inserting U or scramble, D-E-N with U, make into doom, D-U-N-E right here. See that? D-U-N-E. So that's what green words underneath says, stole, den, okay? I stole den with you, make a doom. So if we keep this as a record, the left side, we lost the word den, okay? Now, continue on, the cards are dealt, is O. After U is O, okay? Now, let's see what's happening. After O is dealt, next slide, you see the green cartoon figure played coat by stealing cat with the O. Scramble them into coat. So the green sentence says, I stole cat with O to make a coat. So now you begin to get the gist of the game. It's very competitive, and you are stealing from each other whatever words you can. And this, of course, there's no limit on how many letters you can build up. And from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. So the stronger, the better vocabulary you have, the more chance you can build words and steal words. Okay? Now, let's go on to next slide. Now, next slide shows after O, the letter I was dealt. Okay? At this point, people may not know what to do with I. But since I'm using this slide to introduce this game and explain this is in our TV program, the first 30 seconds or 40 seconds running credit. Often these are shown, but people really don't understand. What I now show underneath this word education, it turns out education really is the combination of the letter I with the two words already played by the two players, the dune and coat. If you look at dune, coat, and I and scramble it, you can make education. So I'm pretending at this point, I am the third player. I was watching them play. Now I enter the game, say, ha! When I comes up, I can take I, dune, and coat, and make education. Okay? So, let's have the next slide. See that? The sentence says, okay, I won. I stole this, education made out of the dune and coat and I. So that's the sequence. And this sequence is shown in our 1-hour TV program as intro in about 30, 40 seconds. And often people watch this, get very confused. So today we are taking time to explain this. Hopefully that people now understand what a Scramble game is all about.